I wanted to take some time to formally introduce myself to you, welcome you to my new YouTube channel, to our new YouTube channel. LivingWellBeautySupply.com is our new online beauty supply store, and we have been working very, very hard to build it and then rebuild it. I built it and then basically rebuilt it again. So we're very excited. Within the next few weeks, we're going to be launching again. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about who I am and my experience in this industry. I have been a licensed cosmetologist for 30 years this past June 4th. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. And so I had a launch event at my house. Due to COVID, I couldn't celebrate in the way that I wanted to because I also turned 50. Yes, I did. So I want to show you a few clips of that. I want to show you a few clips of that. And we're going to have some fun today. I just want to talk basically. So again, my name is Angela, and I have been a licensed cosmetologist for 30 years. I love healthy hair. I love long, beautiful, healthy hair. I am very, very, very good at repairing hair, treating scalp issues, growing hair. Very, very good at it. And that has blessed me to be able to have a lot of long-time clients. I don't have a high turnover rate. I do get new clients, but I don't have a high turnover rate. My clients that come end up staying for a long time because I am just good at what I do. And so I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a minister, I am an entrepreneur, definitely, as you will know and can see. I actually have a couple of degrees. Girl, I got a couple of degrees. Yes, I do. So I'm very proud of myself and excited about that. I have a story, as many of you do, as many of us do. I have a story. So with that being said, I came into the hair business from my father, who ditched me. He had given me or approached me and said, let's go into the hair business together. I want you to go to beauty school. At the time, I was 18. I had had my daughter and my first child, which is my daughter, and I was not interested. I wanted to go in childcare. But with that being said, I said yes. And by the time I turned 20, I had enrolled in beauty school. My dad had already been in beauty school for about 6 months, and he was doing well until he burnt out someone's hair. And he burnt out the lady's hair and pretty much gave up. He literally never went back after that. I was so angry at him. I was so mad at him because I had started beauty school and was all excited and looking forward to doing a business with him because, I knew, of course, I knew my dad and knew of my dad, but we were never really, really close as I wanted us to be. So I was really looking forward to that. So with that being said, he quit on me. And ironically, which is sad, but it's true, I got through beauty school, did well. He was proud of that. And the day that I had my very first client of my own, I had been assisting for about a year, and I got my first client on my own. I was at New Attitude Beauty Salon on Crenshaw in Los Angeles, yes. And I laid her down at the shampoo bowl and got a call. And it went something like this. Angie, come to mama house, your daddy dead. That would be my auntie. Yes. And I was like, what? Your daddy dead. Come to mama house. My father, we found out that my father had passed away, and that was the first day that I had my first client. And so I came into this business because God led me into this business. And he used my dad to give me that direction to get me into this business. So with that being said, I have a conviction about hair. And for a long time, it took me a while to become comfortable with what my strengths were. I had great mentors and people who were in the industry at the time. Here in LA, hair was popping over here in LA, which I know it was in New York and other places, but LA had the lockdown on hair, right? So I was taking classes from the greats, from Andre Edwards, Maynard, and Elgin Charles, and Tony, and Steve Ellis. I worked with all those people, Risa, and I learned a lot. Susan Cook, Charlene, and Colette, like so many people that I worked with, and I caught an eye for something. And it took me a very long time, years into the business. I felt bad because I liked color, but I didn't like what color did to our hair. And I liked cutting, but I just wasn't that good at it. You know, I can do a very nice, basic, clean cut, but like cutting is not my strength. And so I had to become comfortable with what my strength was. And when I did that, poof, like it just took off. And so I am that stylist that people call and say, half my hair is bald, it fell out, I have bugs crawling on my scalp, I don't know what, like major issues, major issues. And I'm like, okay, as soon as I see it, I'll know what to do. It's so bad now. I can smell your hair, I can see your scalp and know what's going on. And usually it takes me about 4 months to get a very, very good turnaround sign that what I'm doing is working. If I don't get that, then I know that it's something much more major going on. So usually if there's like some major eczema or psoriasis, I will probably have my clients go to the doctor first. Because you can go and start buying a lot of products, and if you decide to, livingwithbeautysupply.com. Okay, I digress. You can go and buy a lot of different products to try to get to the bottom of the issue, but you may not get to it, and you may have spent and wasted a lot of money on stuff that just wasn't going to address your hair. So on this channel, I want to invite all of you guys to please start to share, please start to like. YouTube is full of hair and makeup and all that and beauty. I am very aware of that. I actually had a very successful YouTube channel that my sister-in-law helped me with, and pretty much she did most of it. It's Angela the Stylist. And I had YouTube videos on the Brazilian blowout. That's me, everybody. If you remember seeing my videos, yes, it's the same person. Angela the Stylist who did the Brazilian blowout on African American hair. I still do the Brazilian blowout on African American hair. I still love the treatment. 10 years later, I still love it. Put the word out there. I still love it. And I still do them. They're very, very good for our hair for a specific reason, done a specific way. So if you want me to do a new updated demonstration on the Brazilian blowout, the Brazilian blowout is a treatment that if you don't want to wear a relaxer, but you don't want to be fully natural either, you kind of want to land right in between where you can do some no heat styles, but they're actually a look, like a nice crinkle look or a rod set or different things like that. Or if you still rocking your flat iron, which many of us do, which I fully support. My hair loves to be flat iron. I love flat ironing and curling with heat and all that. I recommend all of it. I'm not a natural Nazi and I'm not off or straight. I'm kind of right in the middle. And so I'm going to share some videos in dedication to my 30 years in the business and how I landed to where I am with being so good at how to really nurture our hair. Just because it's natural and organic, and just because you took all the heat off, just because of all those things does not necessarily mean your hair is healthy and it's going to perform well. If you're like rocking an afro and a kink and you find you shape it, that's fine. But I like to recommend doing both, like having some months where you're doing no heat and some months where you are doing heat and some months where you're doing kind of an in-between, like you're doing some rod sets and some knot sets and some different things like that. So I'm going to do a lot of videos on those types of things. I'm going to do a video on the 5 products, the 5, not ingredients, I would say the 5 products that you must have, that are a must have for African American people, in my opinion. Must have. And these are 5 things that I have used for years, and I know for a fact they have helped my clients' hair to be healthy and to grow. So I'm excited about that. So millennials, Gen X's, and Gen Z's, well, the millennials and the Gen Z's, what I need you to do is get your Gen Xers. I'm looking for middle-aged women. YouTube does not have videos for middle-aged women, so I'm getting ready to bring them to you. Why? I love the videos on YouTube. I love what y'all do in y'all's bathroom. We can see your shower curtain in the back and, you know, all that. We can hear your neighbors barking, your dogs barking, all that kind of stuff. Love the videos. You know, I am a professional, so I would like to take some of your videos and critique them in a good way, if you would allow me to. If I could share your video, you know, and it help give you some advertisement, share the video down below and I will share your video and I will critique it. I'm going to talk a lot about products and what certain products do for our hair, what certain products don't do. But the reason why I want to, my channel is for everybody. Our channel, this Living Well Beauty Supply channel, is for everyone. However, I do want to specifically target the middle-aged woman, say, you know, late 30s, like that 38, 39, about to turn 40, all the way to that mid 60. Because in that age range, our hair is drastically changing, our body is drastically changing. And so a video of a nice style done on a 25-year-old is not gonna look the same and come out the same as on a 45-year-old. Why? Because our hair is different. And sometimes it can, but a lot of times it doesn't. And people who look at the videos and get very excited, buy the products, go home and try it. One thing YouTube doesn't tell you is how many times it took for them to perfect that look. It doesn't tell you how many products they went through to get to that look. So those are some of the things I'm kind of gonna get in there and help you work out. So kind of like your hair mentor. Like, I can get you ready to go to your stylist so you know exactly what needs to be addressed in your hair and all that. You just want to go for the enjoyment of just sitting down and letting someone else take care of you. Many of you watching this, you know, you're interested in doing your hair at home, and you know, or you may not have enough money to get your hair done as often as you want to. All those things are valid, but I recommend, if you can get your hair done, get your hair done. Like, just go and sit, pick up a book and read and de-stress. Now, it's fun, especially when you're in your 20s. It's fun because you're just buying stuff, you're trying stuff. In your teens, it's fun. But once you get into your profession and you have kids, you have a husband, or you just have things to do, your job's busy, all that. You may be busy in organizations, frats and sororities and churches and things like that. You just don't have the time all the time to take. I have clients who are not interested in picking up a blow dryer, and I have tried to. I'm one of those kind of stylists. I'm never afraid for my stylists to go to other people and try other things because I know they're coming back. And so I recommend like having that side stylist, that person that you could go to in case you can't get to your stylist and all that. You know, but you need to know what's going on with your hair if you have to do those types of things. And so I recommend you going to the hair salon. But if you can't get there, I will kind of coach you in like how to really understand your hair. Hair has gotten so complicated. One of the reasons why is because people have to sell their products and people have to sell treatments and sell things. And I totally get that, and I support some of that, not all of that. I am going to be selling stuff. I have a beauty supply store and I want you guys to support it, absolutely. So, but one thing you can trust about me is that I know products well, And just because it doesn't say sulfate free or paraben free and all the frees and all that doesn't mean it's not good for your hair and not works. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I'm gonna do a whole video about this, but I'm gonna let you in a little secret right now. You know, sometimes it's not because the product has sulfates and parabens and things like that in it. Sometimes it's simply because you didn't rinse your hair long enough. You just didn't rinse it long enough. And I'm gonna explain that in another video. So yes, I'm putting, my friends hate when I do this, when I give them like a cliffhanger and then I don't give them the rest and I leave them hanging. They hate when I do that, but I'm doing it again. So I want you guys to follow my channel. I want you to share this channel with your aunts, your grandmas, your godmothers, your sisters, your whoever, your older women, the friends. I want to bring older women into this YouTube world, and not say older women because I use that term because YouTube is primarily like 30 and under, like realistically. So, you know, y'all skin's perfect, y'all don't have no stretch marks, y'all just good, okay? On the other side of kids in age and all that, we have stretch marks, we got gray hair everywhere. You know, our hair is thinning in certain places and, you know, we start losing it more, and there's just things that happen in our bodies that's different. So when I use the term older women or, you know, aging woman, evolving one, whatever your term is, so it is. I just turned 50 and my body's just different. I've been a vegetarian for a very long time, so I'm actually incorporating a little bit of meat back into my diet. I have a wonderful daughter who is a registered licensed dietitian with the state of California. She has a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutrition. I'm going to bring her on a lot because we're going to talk about eating for your healthy hair and what types of things. There's two things. If you sit in my chair, if I did a quiz right now, my clients were on the live with me right now, I would say, what are the two things that you must be eating on a daily basis to make sure your hair is healthy? And they will tell you, and I'm going to do a video about that. Okay. But I'll give you a little hint. One is a fruit and one's a veggie. How about that? So I won't leave you on a full cliffhanger. So anyway, yes, I'm going to bring her on. We're going to have some really good talks about it because I am still literally currently trying to figure out what my new regimen is. Now that I've turned 50, I feel different. My hair is shedding some, which is weird because I do eat healthy. I don't think I eat enough. So as I get to the bottom of mine, I hope that it helps speak to something you, evolving middle-aged woman, that you may be dealing with, trying to discover and find out what's going on with your hair. A lot of women have decided to just do no heat, which is fine. It works well for some, not for others. Just because you're not putting heat on your hair does not mean it's going to stop breaking off. And a lot of times I highly recommend, if you wear your hair with all no heat, like about every 4 months, just kind of stretch it out with the blow dryer. You don't have to press it straight if you don't want to, but stretch it out with the blow dryer so you can actually see what's going on, because sometimes you could be losing hair in certain areas and don't really realize it. And so that's if you want your hair long. So, again, I love long, beautiful hair. Just, call me whatever, but I love long, beautiful hair. So I love shiny, beautiful, long, fluffy hair. So, yeah, so anywho, I'm looking for the middle-aged woman. I'm looking for her. Would you guys help me find her? Would you send this video to your aunt or your grandma or your godma or your older sister or your mom and say, hey, there's somebody that's going to be on YouTube doing hairstyles and talking about things that women in your age group deal with that YouTube doesn't address, and would you follow her? I would greatly appreciate that, very much so. Another thing YouTube doesn't do well is it doesn't talk about bad hair days well. We're gonna have a whole video on posting pictures about your bad hair day. It is a reality. We're gonna show you what you look like when you walked out of the salon, how beautiful your hair was, and about 4 or 5 days in, when those first itches on your scalp start to happen, and then, or you get a couple of workouts in. I can work out and not sweat my hair out. I have some clients and some friends, they work out one time and their hair is completely destroyed. I just do not understand that, okay? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about products. I'm going to do a lot of product reviews. So follow us on Instagram. It's livingwell_beauty supply, and Facebook, Living Well Beauty Supply. Appreciate you guys taking the time to get to know me a little bit. Appreciate you guys taking the time to subscribe. Help me to help others, basically. We have a lot of content that we're going to try to cover just to help. And again, it's like I dedicate this channel as a tribute to my 30 years of being in the business and what I've learned. So I'm going to share some things with you that I have done behind the chair and how I've been able to maintain a very, very good clientele all of this time because of my work ethic. And well, not the returning phone calls, because some of y'all complain because I don't return your phone calls, but I've gotten better. 2020 has made me better. I'm better. But anyway, just some of the things that I've done that I know our hair. When I say our, I mean the ethnic woman. Mixed women, mixed chicks, come on in. Mixed chicks, come on in. Brothers, y'all might learn some stuff too. I'm going to talk about just a little bit about men's hair, but it's primarily about women's hair. But you're going to learn a lot. And so, case in point, hair, I was saying earlier, hair, it has gotten very complicated because people need to sell products, right? And treatments and things like that. Totally get that. However, it's really not that complicated. I don't know where I do know where it came from. It came from China. The 4C and the 5C and the 2C and the 3C and all these C's. Where did these letters come from? I'm like, hair has always been the same. Hair, the makeup of hair has always been the same. Where did this come from? And so I ordered an updated beauty school book because I'm like, did something change in the beauty school book that I'm just not aware of? Because I know what hair is. A hair strand is your cuticle, your cortex, and your medulla, and it's made up of proteins. And so I looked in the book, and I've been looking in the book, and I've discovered it's still the same. It's still the same. What makes hair grow is still the same. Normal hair growth is a 1/2 inch a month, period. Normal hair growth. If you are healthy, or if you have the kind of genes where it runs in your family where everybody has great full hair, it may be a little sooner than that. But for the most part, so when people say this grows your hair and grows your hair is going to grow anyway. If you're eating certain things in your diet, your hair is going to grow anyway. And so you really can't tell really if a lot of these products have actually made your hair grow. I'd like to say some of them can keep your hair healthier longer, but make it grow, it's gonna grow anyway. So like, I have two absolutely hands down amazing hair oils to date that I decided that I'm not going to commercialize them. I'm going to do them custom because they are just that excellent. And when I'm going to give you some commentary from my clients who I've used it on for 10 years plus. I started in 2010. This is not new. I didn't just get in the oil game because everybody's doing oil. I have been using these because my clients know, and I say that a lot because those are people who can testify to what I am saying in this video. I don't just jump on a bandwagon just because something is popular, just because people are using it, all that. I want to see what it's doing for the hair. I want to watch it for about a good 6 months and see. I don't just try stuff out on people's hair. And so we should remember that from that whole Rio back in the day. For you guys who remember Rio, I got a lot of clients from that because people's hair was falling out. But yeah, I have it. They are absolutely amazing. And so I like to say I create an environment on your scalp that allows your hair to grow well. That's different from saying it's going to make your hair grow. That means that it's going into your body and making something happen in your body that happens naturally because God gave it to you naturally. I'm just saying. So, I understand it's to sell products and things like that. But normal hair growth is a 1/2 inch a month. So if you add that up and taking out a couple of months in the year where you have to get a trim, you're going to have 8 to 10 inches of hair growth. You should. If you don't, then that means it's coming out, and that's what needs to be addressed. Not that your hair doesn't grow, it's what is keeping it on your head, and that has to do with your scalp and your ends. And so primarily in what you put in your body. So things like that we're just going to talk about. And so this video is probably long, so I'll do a part 1 and a part 2, or should it just be a long video? I'm not sure. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys an overview so you would take interest, one, and start to subscribe and like and follow my videos. And I'm committed to putting them out 1 a week, and invite the dialogue about it. And I have the video number 2 in the link below. You guys can get started and let's have a good time. This has been a crazy year. It's been a lot of stress since we've been locked up in this COVID situation. It was in 1 week, I had 6 or 7 of my clients with major complaints about losing hair. And it's crazy because they're not getting their hair done. I ain't working. And so what is making, like, they're not even pressing their hair because they don't have to go into the office. I mean, a few of them are wearing ponytails. Some of them are just doing wash. Like, why is your hair falling out to this degree? One, it tells me that what I do matters. It is essential because it's keeping their hair on their head. The way that I shampoo, the way that I massage, the way that I circular motion, the way that I deal with stress points, what I put on the hair, my method, all that. So the first video is one of the things that I do regularly, which is hot oil treatments with steaming. Love, 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 love it with this particular oil. So you guys can click that link below and watch that video after this one. Just to give you an overview of it. I'll be doing more of those because I want you to see just how well that particular oil addresses certain issues on your scalp. And so anyway, hope I have not bored you. I feel good about what I'm doing right now. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry. I'm gonna talk about some real life issues because like my skin, like my face is breaking out like ridiculous. Like when I turned 45, my face went nuts. And I have struggled with my skin since I turned 45. So for the last 5 years. Could be stress. But it's probably hormones mostly because it's that jawline acne and then it turns dark and all that. And so my gyne lady and my doctor both verified that it's just hormonal changes happening in my body. So like we need a place to talk about that. Our bodies are changing. Like my energy level is changing. My motivation level is changing, and all those things affect your hair and it affects your skin and all that. So I want to have a safe place for us to talk about some of that where we don't have to be completely dolled up all the time. We can actually be regular, with a baseball cap on and we just chopping it up. Because in our society, and especially I'm here in Los Angeles, you need to be on. You need to be on, you know what I mean? And so you need to show up, you need to look right and all that. And there's a place for that, but it is absolutely stressful. And sometimes you just don't always have the energy to do it. Like you're just tired. Like you would love to go get your hair done and keep it done and all that. But the bottom line is you got to do laundry. You got to go get your kids. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to take care of your husband, all that kind of stuff. And it's just tired, just exhausted. And some people are just really dealing with depression and, just not feeling motivated. Society, everything just moves so fast. Like you just feel like you can't catch up. You just feel like you can't, this is about living well. It's Living Well Beauty Supply. I chose that name for a reason. And we're going to talk about all things that it contribute to us living well and how those things affect our hair and our bodies and all that. So if you're interested in anything that I've shared, please share the video. Please like it. Please subscribe. I wish you a very, very wonderful day and week. And until I see you again, please live well, people.